Welcome back to Island Tea with your faves, Kevin and Azim, featuring Jade. And it is now time to jump into Eat Local with the St. Christopher National Trust. Welcome and good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. What was this?
That
Good
was the good morning.
This shy good morning.
Right?
And nobody in there shy, so I don't know what is.
I don't
I
know.
can tell you nobody in there
Okay. Okay. Lay out the business. Okay.
I'm very shy.
shy. Right. Right. Ladies, welcome.
So, for
to
our listeners and viewers, introduce yourselves to our listeners and viewers and let us know what you do at the St. Christopher National Trust.
Go, Tav. You go first. Well, my name is Tavika. I'm the gift shop supervisor at the St. Christopher National Trust. At the National Trust, we are responsible for protecting the heritage, protecting the environment, the culture, the history, and all those kind of stuff. We have programs and events to educate the public about what we do down there. And we have a national museum. You could come there to get all the information.
She did good, but she forgot to mention that she's also our communications person. So she fills a dual role. My name is Willis Percival Goddard, and I'm the executive director of the St. Christopher National Trust. And as Tavika said, yes, we're like the watchdog for our history and heritage in St. Kitts. The National Trust was established in 2009 for that main purpose under Act of the Parliament of St. Kitts and Nevis. And we are governed by a board of directors, which is nominated from amongst our membership. So we are a membership-driven organization, and we depend heavily on members, supporters, contributions, donations, grants, funds to survive as well. We have a small staff of about seven of us, and besides the gift shop and the museum, we also run a documentation and research center. So any information you require about St. Kitts and or Nevis, you can come. It's not available on Google, it's available in our documentation and research center. So today we're here and we want to just give our organization a little bit of promotion. We want to talk about what we do there and some of the things that persons don't really know about us, to make sure that we could shed some light on those things this morning. So we're going to briefly cover about three broad areas. We're going to talk about the protection of our heritage, and that's a big topic for us because we have persons not understanding or appreciating our heritage, the value of it, and why we must protect it and preserve it. And when people destroy it, they really take away our history. And so we want to talk about that a little bit today. We also want to talk about two major restoration projects that we have begun or will begin undertaking shortly. And I'm going to let Tavika jump back in and talk about some of the events and activities we have planned for the year that focuses on, educating. We're really big on educating the public about our history and heritage. And so we do events, we do programs and stuff like that that would allow us to continue to educate. So,
Well, I mean, you kind of outlaid the roadmap for what we're going to be talking about today. So I'm kind of looking forward to hearing about it. You did mention, firstly, something that we ironically kind of just spoke about here prior to you guys' arrival, which was preserving of our heritage. So tell us a bit more about that, and the way you spoke just now, I'm pretty sure you've seen some instances where we could do better.
much better. We have several sites. Well, I think it might have been in 1998 or 97 that a survey was done on on St. Kitts to determine how much heritage sites we have. And from the survey, they have identified 243, I think it is, sites around the island that are considered or can be considered heritage sites. Of course, they're in several categories, and based on whatever category they fit in would determine if they should be protected or not. If they can be demolished, if, you could touch them up or, change how they look. And then there are some of them that can't. Now, the National Trust owns some of the sites. Those were given to the trust, into trust by the government for protection. But there are some sites that are historical in nature because of their, what they were used for. And those two we must protect, even though they may not fall under the direct purview of the National Trust. Now, one of the big things for us is the destruction of heritage sites, places, buildings, especially buildings. Everybody.
That has happened?
Yes.
Oh, yes. And we're going to talk about that incident that happened about maybe 3 weeks ago, where we actually caught the culprit who destroyed an entire stone building on a heritage site.
What?
To sell the face stones.
What?
And we would have had to call the police. The police had, we caught the person. They were locked up for a while. And it's a serious thing. It's a serious thing.
It seems
and
like a gross understatement. Like, I don't even understand. Like, I'm trying to comprehend what you're saying right now.
Like they defaced.
No,
Someone broke down.
they broke
One
down.
building.
down an entire building.
Yes.
So
And
it-
that's the second building they knocked down on that site.
for financial gain.
Yes, so they sell the stones. And I'm going to say this very slowly and carefully, that when persons, especially corporate entities, have buildings that they design that have face stones as part of the aesthetics of the building, you should ask the contractor where he gonna get the stones from. Because we don't make face stones in St. Kitts.
Wow.
There
Okay.
may be
Okay, I
somebody
understand
in
now.
Nevis who makes them, who cuts them, but there's nobody as far as we know. But you see the buildings going up and you see the stones going up. Well, obviously, they're taking them from somewhere.
Wow.
And that is, of course, off of structures that are heritage structures. So they go and they knock them down and they sell them for a gain. Now, this building that the person knocked down, I really think the court gonna make him build it back, and I don't know how we gonna do it because I'm passionate about it, because we have seen incidences not only in Fairfield, but even as close as St. Lucia, where you have people who destroy them, and the trust took the people to court.
Right. Rightfully
So people need to stop destroying the buildings. And again, we were gonna say, if you design a building and the design have on stones, ask him where he gonna get the stones. You gonna pay
Right.
him for the stones, but he's stealing them.
Right.
Well, I know me ain't a lawyer, maybe Jade is, but there's such a thing called receiving. If you receive stolen goods, you can be charged for receiving.
Yeah, held liable, yeah.
So if you have stolen stones on your building, you're receiving stolen goods. You paid for it. And it's just illegal.
Yeah.
So we have that
We can't revoke like this person like petition card.
Yeah, that's what I think it
We can't just
Yeah.
like get rid of them, put them on Booby Island or something.
banish them from the
I think that's a good one. Put them on the island.
Yeah, put them on Booby Island, man.
Well, it's not the first time I'm on Win FM lamenting about stealing artifacts. About maybe a year or two ago. It wasn't last year, so it probably would have been late 2018, early 2019. We had a copper on one of our sites, and we knew it was there. We saw it there. There's some farmers who farm around the site, and they used to use the copper to fill it up and wash the vegetables when they pick them. And the copper just disappeared. Like,
wow,
poof,
that is wild.
it gone. No,
Poof,
you can't
the
move
copper
a
gone.
copper. You have to have a crane to lift up a copper, and that was a very big copper.
Yeah.
And so copper ain't come from plane and ain't come from boat, so where's the copper? In somebody yard, of course.
Probably
I
got
mean,
some goldfish in it.
we would want to fail.
Has it since been found?
No, but I've been lamenting. But we have since said that our people need to be concerned about our artifacts. These are artifacts.
Right, exactly.
They can't be made anymore. They can't be constructed. And we have had to cry out, especially, again, when you consider the destruction that was going on at the sugar factory. And that we had to step in and stop it because people was just up there cutting it down.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the value of it is so out there because the material is high demand. That level of what you call it, cast iron steel.
Yes.
Very heavy, very, and it's in demand. But you had a set of people who came and they were just cutting it down. So we showed up and we said to stop cutting it down. This is our heritage.
Right.
We have been advocating for the protection of that building because there's so many people whose lives were built, framed, planned, impacted from that, that part of our history. And we should do everything possible to preserve it so that people could understand where we came from as a nation. Being called Sugar City is no small thing to take for granted. We were the Sugar City.
Right.
And so we must be able to demonstrate why we were called that and how it impacted the lives of our people.
Right.
Almost over 100 years. The factory was built in early 16 or something like that, 15, something like that. And that's when they stopped the processing of sugar at the different estates and they had it centralized and that one place. So we should really turn it into a museum that persons can go. So yeah, the destruction of, and the persons must realize that we're not making it up. When you destroy heritage artifacts, you contravene the NCEPA Act. So there is an act that speaks to it, and under that act you can be persecuted, right? So let them not feel like, a lot of things that you get feedback from as well is people feel like that it is government building and it is free for all. People can just go and do as they feel like. We have the same challenges on estate lands where people just go and build houses on top of them and they live there. And when you say, but how could you build a property on this? And they're like, well, it's government land, but you contravene in the Planning Act because you don't have permission to build there. You probably start with a little square space and then you add on, and then you find a mansion. And we have that challenge at one of our sites as well that we're developing. So these are things that we want people to be mindful of, the way you treat our heritage sites. Small things as to how you treat the circus clock and how you you do things inside of the square and what you do down the cenotaph and, all of those places that are sites. Even at the museum building here, I mean, people just feel like they could come and set up shop.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that a lot of times, unfortunately, a lot of us don't see them as that. They just see them as they just there since a barn and they just there. They don't really recognize how important these sites are to who we are as a people. But you guys obviously do, and you guys are now actually in the process of restoring some buildings.
Yes. So we have begun the restoration of the Spooners Cotton Ginnery, which is in Keyon.
Yeah.
And it's been at a standstill for a while. Hopefully we can pick up construction, but it's about 80%. The restoration is 80% completed.
Wow.
Once it's completed, it would be a museum, so you'll be able to visit it as a museum.
Nice.
And get an idea of how cotton was
Or the processes.
Yeah.
The processes behind
a lot of the machinery is there still.
Okay.
Even though they can't be used, they're still there. And they were really protected by the overgrowth of trees that surrounded the building. And so that kind of protected and for us, we're grateful because I believe people would have just gone in there and take them out. So it once it's finished, it would be a museum. As a matter of fact, the whole entire site, once it's finished, would be a real spectacular thing. So that is only phase one, the restoration of the museum, the Ginnery itself. And then we would restore the manager's house, which is on top the hill, and that would have, like a lookout where you could sit up there and look out, and the view is spectacular.
Yeah, it is.
It will have a little coffee shop, a little art space,
So this property in particular, this is government owned. Is it owned by the trust? Like
It's owned by the state.
okay.
It's
And managed, and is it managed by the trust? Is
yeah,
that
so
what it
it's given to the National Trust. So we hold it in trust for the state.
right. Okay.
So once it's given to the trust, it's controlled, managed. We can do anything with it but sell it.
Right.
Right. So we have several of properties of that nature. Like the museum building as well is given to the trust. We have Belmont Estate Yard.
I just over there whispering.
She was telling me the sites. We have Belmont Estate Yard, we have Spooners, we have Mansion, we have the building down here.
The old Treasury building, right?
Charles Fort. Don't forget Charles Fort.
Charles Fort,
She's
okay.
my memory. Charles Fort is spectacular.
Yeah, Charles Fort is a place that I think everyone needs to visit.
Yeah, it's spectacular. And I want people to know that a lot of people don't know about Charles Fort, but it preceded Brimstone Hill. It is older than Brimstone Hill. Because that was where the British was
were.
before the French attack, and they ran up this hill. And when they realized the hill had a better vantage point, they stayed there.
Yeah.
So, but it's older than Brimstone Hill, and it's really a spectacular site. It's still about
Intact.
90% of it is intact in terms of the fort walls, and those things, and it's maintained.
It's really nice down there, Jill.
Yeah.
You need to go take a look
Yeah,
at it.
it's maintained now, so we have a team that maintains it, and that's something we're trying to do, is to get teams on all the sites to maintain them and clean them up, so we can begin
Nice.
to see how we can restore for reuse.
Right.
And the petroglyphs is what you call stone
Carib-
fort
The drawings.
Rock drawings.
by Bloody Point.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a hole where you walk all the way up the ravine, all of that ravine, and the land bordering it. That's a
Yes.
protected area.
It's a protected area.
Go all the way
Nice.
up, yeah. So we have a lot of plans for these sites. We would have to come back and share some of these ideas with you.
Definitely. Definitely.
But we're supposed to begin the restoration of the museum building, so we must publicly thank the government for allocating funds for us to do that. So hopefully we should start soon. We want people to know that once the restoration starts, the entire building will be barricaded with scaffolding, so it can be protection. We have to fix the roof and the parapet walls, which are cracking up. We're going to restore the entire building back to what it used to be. The grandeur of it, we can't wait.
Yeah,
we can't wait
I'm excited.
for that. And the process should take about a year for the whole restoration. One of the things I want to give people a little oomph on is that last year we promoted the 50th anniversary of the Christina disaster. I think it may have been the first time in St. Kitts that anything of this nature was done. And the government at that time made a commitment that a monument should be constructed to honor the lives of those persons who died. And so discussions have started, designs have been presented, and we are hopeful that it can be unveiled on the 1st of August this year.
Oh, wow.
Where it's going to be, we will keep that a little secret for now. And hopefully once the designs have been approved, then we will start to share those information with the public. So just to let them know that is the plan. Hopefully, all things being equal, we can meet the deadline of having it up and running. And it would be a project totally funded by the government as well.
Okay, awesome. Because that was one of the things that we actually discussed it here on the show, and we're very happy to hear that something like that would it will be coming on stream. Time is running us down, but
Tavika gonna tell you a lot of things.
Oh, so she can talk now. Okay, let me hear.
She'll
what she
talk
gotta
to
say.
you now. She was talking to me.
Okay, so in the next upcoming months, well, starting from this month, the trust is dealing with events and exhibitions, to educate the public. Usually annually, we have this Heritage House series where we have kids from the age of 5 to 6 to 12, 13, where we educate them on old traditions, oral traditions, history from the past, to update them.
I just want to believe she's just so excited about this entire project.
It's this year's the 5th year, so it's nothing new.
It's nothing new.
Yeah.
We have speakers, ministers, readers from
All over. I don't know why she's looking at me. So
when does this happen?
it's between every Saturday in July and August from 9 at the museum. So it's something we're excited about. We've been doing it. The kids are excited about it. But this year is special. This year we have been focusing a lot on promoting our heroes and sheroes in St. Kitts, people who have impacted St. Kitts. So the stories this year would be telling the stories of prominent heroes or sheroes who would have made a contribution that you probably might have heard the name, but you know what they do.
You mean Jay Johnson and so?
Yeah,
Yes.
people like no man, Jay Johnson gonna make the top 20 pop. Didn't she make the list?
Yes.
Jay, did you make the list of the top
She did.
20
Women
female of the year?
Yes.
Female on the move.
Female on the move. Yes.
Thank you.
So that's one of the things we're doing. Tavika is nervous, and she here watch me like I'm nervous. I don't know why she's nervous, because she's sitting down next to me.
I will put Tavika on blast. I don't
Put on
understand nervousness. Tavika is one of my favorite people in the world, and this is not her energy. I don't know.
I don't know why she's nervous. So we have some other things happening because we're running out of time, and I don't want her to keep us back. We one of the things we're trying to do in terms of educating is through these heritage hikes we do every month. And so we have them every month, and those are for the adults, where we take adults in different areas to learn the history of these areas. So we've been doing that, and every day, it's the third Saturday in every month. Just show up, pay your $20. If you're not a member, pay your $10. If you are a member,
Show up where exactly?
at the museum, by 6 o'clock on the third Saturday.
By 5:30.
The bus leaves at around 5:45, 6,
Yes.
depending on which direction we're going.
Okay.
So people
We're
could
going next
visit
time,
our
okay.
Facebook page or
Social media platforms,
Yeah.
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You just type in St. Christopher National Trust. You'll find all the information right there.
for all the hikes.
Yes.
And the last thing we're doing is that we've decided to do something for the children. So we're going to be using the
Love the
choo-choo
kids.
train.
Train tour.
I call it the choo-choo train, the little city train.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
that goes to Bastia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
So we're
yeah.
going to be using that as a way to educate kids. It's going to be like
Ooh, I like
a little
that.
mini treasure hunt, and they go around on the train and they hear stories, and they're supposed to find the answers. And so that would start.
Gift.
Yeah, they get prizes at the end of the tour once they get all the answers correct.
Am I too old?
Jade will
You
be.
are. It's to educate the kids.
It's
They-
from.
I'm a kid at heart.
April.
Can she just run behind the train?
No, what she can do is come and tell the story. We're looking somebody who could come and sit on the train and tell the stories to the kids so they could find the answers.
Yes.
I can do that.
Yeah, see? You ain't got to look no further. Jade just volunteered herself.
Guys.
I can read out loud.
Guys.
Yes, Jade will do it. So
Yeah,
the
I-
train tour.
Man, as a-
Okay, he wants to come. He's welcomed.
Oh, yeah. You could do it too with Jade.
Thank you.
It's over an 8-month period.
Yeah.
It's over an 8-month period.
So
We
it's,
have-
it's
Yeah,
well,
what you were
It's
saying now,
just
Jade?
one Saturday in each month. It's the last Saturday of each month.
Oh, okay, that ain't bad. That
The
ain't bad.
last
You frighten
Saturday.
me.
Yes, it begins.
yeah, bring the little boy. He could come.
My child is not going to sit on a train. He's
Well,
going to want to jump.
I
on.
wouldn't have you every week coming in here and just painting Jaden as this
No,
terror.
He's not a terror, but he would want to. He would get so excited that he wants to leave the train.
He
And go
likes
where?
stories.
Yes.
Yes, and the stories will entail
We'll
about
see.
history, We're talking about the topics of the changes in life, from education back then and how we've advanced and technological advancements and those kind of
Health.
stuff.
I'm down for it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Different topics every week. So
every month we have a new topic.
Right.
I really love the creative ways you guys are really putting out this information and making it fun to learn about our heritage. And,
yes.
yeah.
That's the goal.
And I will learn as well.
And persons are excited about these hikes we do. We have a lot of people who show up every month. Average about 50 persons a month come and join us. So and they're excited.
Us?
You can come.
No, so you just go on these hikes?
I do.
Everybody goes.
Okay. Let's make it share.
Everybody goes. Everybody goes.
And this month we are going over to Phillips's, so everyone is welcomed. Yes.
We're going from Phillips's all the way to St. Peter's.
We're going to Bedford Estate.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're going to pass through 2 estates.
Oh, sweet. All right.
So all that scenic view there to see.
All those gems,
those hidden gems. Of St. Kitts.
Oh yes.
Come and see. Come and support
I don't think people realize how beautiful St. Kitts is. And we take it for granted, and we see a lot of these pictures from all over the world, and we go on Google and we pull them down. They exist in St. Kitts.
Right here.
They exist.
Yeah, that's when yes.
So thank you for inviting us and for having us, Jade, and your crew.
Kevon.
I'll just be here.
and well, I know Jade, so I may know the rest of you, So Jade was supposed to call me and say, well, listen, these are the other guys, you're going to meet. But, we really appreciate...
do that? Come on.
We really appreciate the opportunity to come and share with y'all. And we invite persons to visit any of our social media platforms. Visit the National Trust in the old Treasury building, the National Museum building. And, anything you want, just call us 465-5584 or, 662-5548.
Thank you guys so much for coming.
We always encourage new members.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
You're trying that. Shall get bonus just for saying that.
All right, sweet. All right, well, guys, thank you so much for coming, giving us so much information, and there's so much more, I'm sure. So we'll have to have you back at some point in time. And guys, time is fast spent. I want to thank everybody who listened today. Once again, prayers go out to everyone in St. Vincent. And keep them in your thoughts, guys. Follow the story so that we're up to date as well, and look out for ways in which we could really help and contribute to any relief efforts. It's Friday, and we are going to be back here again on Monday, right here on Win FM 98.9. And since time is fast spent, I'm going to actually just throw it over to the Duke of Frigate Bay Champagne, Prosecco Papi, as well as the one known as Fetvan, to take us out.
Because you can't be everybody's tea, because you
Thanks,
is not
guys.
somebody. See you on Monday.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Fruta, taste the real Fruta, enjoy the real Fruta, refreshing juice of every day. Whoa, Fruta, drink the real Fruta, your favorite Fruta, the natural taste is Fruta. Fruta.
Your favorite fruit has got a new skin with real juice within. Drink the real Fruta. Enjoy the real joy.
Taste the real Fruta, enjoy the real Fruta, refreshing juice of every day is Fruta.
Fruta, juice